We are saying happy birthday today to one of the most popular writers in the Western world. Ken Follett has sold more than 160 million books.
Suffice to say, he knows how to write in a way people enjoy. Back in 2007, our Rob Caldwell talked with Ken and asked what it was that started him writing fiction.
Well, you know, I'd like to tell you it was inspiration from heaven, but actually I needed the money. And my car broke down and I couldn't afford to get it fixed. And one of the reporters on my newspaper had written a thriller and got it published, and he'd been paid £200, which was exactly the amount of money that I needed to get my car fixed. And I thought, if he can do it, maybe I can. So I wrote a thriller very quickly. It wasn't very good, but it did get published. And I got £200 and I got my car out of the garage.
And you were off and running. Now, I understand that one of the big influences on you, because you had so loved his books as a boy, was Ian Fleming and the James Bond novels. Is that right?
I started to read James Bond stories when I was 12 years old in the early 60s, and they blew me away. It was just the most exciting thing that had ever happened to me. And at 10 years later, when I started to try to write thrillers myself, what I wanted to do was give my readers the kind of thrill that I had got reading James Bond stories. I've moved on a little from that, but that was my aim at the start.
You started out writing thrillers, had a hugely successful career. Your career took a different turn in 1989 when you published The Pillars of the Earth, a book that sort of centers around the story of the construction of a cathedral in the 1100s in Britain. That doesn't sound like the makings of a real commercial novel. What was it that attracted you to that subject?
Well, a lot of people thought that, including some of my publishers, thought that it didn't sound as if it had the makings of a commercial novel, and they were a little worried about it. But first of all, I was fascinated by the period, and I was fascinated by these great cathedrals. You know, I would stand in front of St. Westminster Abbey or Peterborough Cathedral, and I would think, why is this here? Who built this? Why did they build it? Where did they get the money to build it? And so that fascination, basically, I think if something fascinates me, I can probably make it fascinating for my readers. And I could just see how the building of this great church could form the spine, as it were, of a novel about the lives of the people who built it, the builders and their wives and the priests and the monks. Their loves and hates and quarrels could all be woven into the story of the building of the church. And indeed, as it turned out, it's my most popular book.
Well, you've sold roughly 100 million books since you started your career. It's been a long time since you've had to struggle to pay the car repair bills, hasn't it?
That's the truth. That's the truth. And yeah, and also I have much better cars now than I did then.
Good lesson. Sometimes you just need some money.
Yeah.
And it works.